all, my name is Balaji and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain completely about k-nearest neighbors from the intuition part to the implementation part. The first half of the video will contain the intuition part and the second half of the video will contain the implementation of k-nearest neighbors using Python and sklearn. So watch the video till the end, and with that said, let's get started. This k-nearest neighbor is a classification algorithm, and let's learn this classification algorithm with an example. So the motivating example that we are going to take here is given the height. So I'll just take height and weight. Given the height and weight of a set of college students, we need to predict whether their gender is male or female. So this is one of the classification problem example that we will stick on to this video. And given the height and weight, we'll just try to plot this height and weight into our graph. So in our graph, I'll take height in my x-axis and weight along my y-axis. So once I take the height and weight along my x and y-axis, I will just try to plot all the values that we have in our data set. So I'll just plot values like this. So these red points, I'm just plotting it for the male students. So it will be something like this. And I'll just plot the female students as well. So the female students heights and weights are in green color. So just for an identification. And we can clearly see the understanding from here is the female students are kind of lesser in height and weight when compared to the male students. Our goal is now to predict any given data point which is not in the data set. Particular point belongs to the male category or the female category. In order to do that, we need to first choose a k value. So that is why we have the k nearest neighbor. So we need to choose this k value. So initially I'll choose the k value to be 5. And please remember that this k value should always be an odd number. I'll explain why we need to choose this as an odd number as I explain this. So let us imagine that we get a new point here. So new point which is not in the data set, and we need to predict whether this particular point is male or female. So what we need to do is we need to take the 5 closest points near to this particular point. So I'll just take the 5 closest points. So one of the closest point is this x, and the other closest point is this, and the next closer point would be this, and there are 2 other green points that are closer as well. So we just took the 5 closer points to the new point that we have, and that 5 is nothing but the k value that we took here. Now we need to count how many number of points belong to the red category and how many number of points belong to the green category. So we can clearly see that there are 3 points that are closer in the red category, and we can clearly also see that there are 2 points in the female category. So since the number of points in the male category is higher, this new point will be considered in the male category. So that is the idea about the k nearest neighbors. And I also told you that we need to take an odd number, right? Suppose in case we take the k value to be an even number, suppose say for example we take this value as 6, then what happens? There is a good chance that we'll get the same number of male and female categories. The male points can also be 3 and the female points can also be 3. So in this case, our algorithm may fail to predict whether the given point is male or female since the number of points that we got is same. That's why we need to stick on to the k value as an odd number. And one more thing that I like to discuss is that I told you that we are going to take the closest points here. But how are we going to find that this is the closest point? So that is going to be done by the usage of 2 distances. So you can either use the Euclidean distance or you can use the Manhattan distance. So these are the 2 types of distances that we can go for to find the closest points. So first of all, I'll explain what Euclidean distance is. There are 2 points here. So this is the point 1 and this is point 2. So this is given by the coordinates x1, y1, and this is given by the coordinates x2 and y2. So if you are using Euclidean distance, it calculates the distance between these 2 points as root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So this is the formula that we would have studied in our high school or in our universities. And there is this another distance called Manhattan distance, which is very much similar to the Euclidean distance, but it will be calculated by the formula x2 minus x1, the absolute value of this, and the y2 minus y1 and the absolute value of that. So absolute is nothing but if the x2 minus x1 value is a negative value, this absolute value turns that negative value into a positive value. Similarly, it applies to the y2 minus y1 as well. So these are the Euclidean and Manhattan distance formula, and we can use either one of these distances to calculate the distance between these 2 points. And there is another question that you can ask, which is how to find the k value. So you said that the k value can be an odd number, but what is the value? It can be 5 or 7 or 9, or what is the optimal value that we can choose? So the answer for that question will be, it depends completely on your data set. So the one of the methods that we can use to find the k value is that we can draw a graph like this, and we can take the k value along the x-axis, and we can either take the error or the accuracy rate along the y-axis, and we need to change the k value then and there, and we need to see whether the error decreases or the accuracy increases, and we can just choose the optimal value of k. Say for example, we take the error along the y-axis, and we just try for multiple values of k. The graph will be something generated like this. So step by step, as the k value increases, the error rate decreases, and over a particular point it becomes constant, and after some time the error rate actually increases. So the optimal value of k lies between these range. So between these value, you can either choose one of the value as k value. We will also see how to implement this in the practical session as well. And one more thing that we need to make a note of is that this k nearest neighbor is also called as a lazy learner or a lazy algorithm, just because whenever you train this particular model with your data set, so it doesn't learn anything at that time. It just memorizes the points, it just memorizes the coordinates, and the algorithm works only when a new point comes into picture. So that is why this is called as a lazy learner. Let us now discuss some of the disadvantages of this k nearest neighbors, and let me clear up the screen so that we get some space to explain. So there are two cases where you should not be using the k nearest neighbors. The first place where you cannot use the k nearest neighbor is when you have outliers in your data set. When you have outliers in your data set, say for example, in this particular example, there are like three female students who are very heavy and tall when compared to everyone in the college. So in that case, if a male student like this appears, if a new data point appears like this here, so if this is our new data point, then what happens, if we calculate the nearest points for this new particular point, it will be considered as a female student, but whereas this particular student is a male student. So these outliers can have a potential impact on determining the k nearest neighbors. So if your data set has a lot of outliers, then this k nearest neighbors will not work properly. And the other thing where you should not use the k nearest neighbor is when you have an imbalanced data set. So when you have an imbalanced data set, so if the number of male student is higher and the number of female student is less, so most of these points are red here, and in that case, it's not a good idea to use the k nearest neighbors, because this k nearest neighbors will only predict the male category, and whatever be the point, this female category will not come into action at all, because any point that we have here, so the number of male points would be higher and the number of female points would be less, making this whole algorithm biased to the male category, and the predictions will be worst in that case. So it is always preferred not to use the k nearest neighbors whenever you have outliers and if you have an imbalanced data set. Let us now see the practical implementation of the k nearest neighbors. I have downloaded a dataset from Kaggle, and I have also left the link in the description for this particular dataset to download from Kaggle. You can download it from there. And I have also uploaded this Jupyter notebook to my GitHub repository, and also left the link to that repository in the description. You can also see the Jupyter notebook in my GitHub repository. And so the dataset that I have downloaded actually has these three columns. It has the gender, height, and weight. So it is exactly similar to the intuition example that we saw. And let us now do a scatter plot using matplotlib for the male and the female data points that we have. So I just did plt.scatter and gave the height and weight along the x and y axis. So you can see the plot here. Height is along the x axis and weight is along the y axis. And these red points here indicate the male's height and weight, and the green points indicate the female height and weight. So as we saw in the intuition example, here also the height and weight of the male people are bit higher than the female ones. And I'm just checking whether we got an imbalanced data set or not by just doing df.groupby, and I'm just grouping by the gender and taking the count of it. So this is a exactly balanced data set. We have 5000 records in female and 5000 records in male. And I'm just converting the male and female categorical variables into ones and zeros using the pd.getDummies, and I'm just converting the height and weight into an x variable and converting the gender into a y variable, and these are converted into actually arrays, so that only arrays can be fed into the k nearest neighbors. So these are just feature engineering parts here. And after that is done, I'm just importing the train test split from sklearn.model selection to split the training and testing data, and I'm giving 30% to be my test size. With that data we can actually test how our model has performed, and the important part is here. So I've just imported a k neighbors classifier from the sklearn.neighbors module, and initially the number of neighbors that I give here is 3, and I just use the knn.fit function, and inside this fit function I'm just passing the x train and y train. And once the model is just fitted, I'm going to predict using knn.predict, and inside the predict I'm going to give the x test variables. So once that is given, it kind of predicts all the values, and I save that into ypred. And with the ypred, I'm going to compare this ypred with the y-test to see how the model has performed. So I'm just calculating the confusion matrix accuracy scores on the classification report, and when the number of neighbors is 3, we get an accuracy as 89%, and this is the confusion matrix. So this 1332 and 1366 are the correctly predicted data points, and this 162 is the false positives, and this 140 is the false negatives. So these two are something that we need to reduce. So these two are actually the wrongly predicted values, and we also have the precision recall and F1 scores here. And as we saw in our intuition example, I'm just going to find the optimum value of k. So I'm just plotting the graph here. So along the x-axis I'm having the k values. So I'm just running a loop from 1 to 100, varying the values of k from 1 to 100, and along the y-axis I have my error rate. The error rate is nothing but whenever the ypred is not equal to the y-test, I'm just taking the mean. So that mean is actually the error. So as you can see here, as we increase the k value, the error rate has been decreasing, and the error rate lies a bit right somewhere between 60 to 70, but you can either choose this value also, but I don't want the model to be overfitted. So I just took a value from 60 to 70, and I just took a value as 71. So remember that we need to choose an odd number, right? So for that I chose 71. And when the number of neighbors is 71, I'm just training the model again by knn.fit, and I'm passing the x train and y train, and I'm predicting the y values by passing knn.predict x test. And now again I'm calculating the accuracy, confusion matrix and classification report by comparing the y test and the y predicted values, and now I see the accuracy has been increased, and the false positives and false negatives rate has also reduced to 140 and 119. Previously it was around 162 and 140. So from there it has reduced from 140 to 119, which is actually a good change. So you can even choose somewhere between 20 to 40 as the k value. As you can see, the error rate is being less here. So I deliberately choose 71 here, so that to show you how the model changes from when the k value is 3 to 70. You can also try various k values and just comment down below the accuracies that you got. Do like this video if you have enjoyed this, and share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and meet you in another machine learning algorithm like this.